Hi, I'm Adam Lovelock from Coconut Creatives, and this is Whiteboard Weekly number 13. So today we're going to be looking at the franchise recruitment update so far in 2019. Now, as we know, January is normally a really busy month for franchise recruitment leads, so I just want to kind of halfway through the month have a look at how we're going so far. Now, what I'm looking at here is Google searches. So the amount of people searching for franchise-related keywords on Google in the UK. Now, if you think everyone looking for a franchise at some point is going to turn to Google, they're more than likely going to turn to Google multiple times before making a decision. I think it's a pretty good bearer on how the market is doing. So what we had last year was a very slow end to 2018, and on one of my last updates I talked about how all the uncertainty around Brexit is definitely having an effect on franchise recruitment marketing and people looking to buy a franchise. So far this year, how's it gone? Well, we've seen a bit of an uplift so far in January, but not the kind of uplift we usually see. It's 25% down on the same period as of last year, and last year was actually dramatically down on the year before. So what we kind of seen, what we typically expect, is January being the best month. We see it draw off down to summer when the summer becomes quite a sort of unbusy period for lead flow. A spike in September as people come back to work, and then we see that decline down to December and then spike again. But what's kind of happened this year, it's gone down from September into December, being very slow, and then just lifted a little bit in January, but we haven't seen the spike that we typically get. So why is that? Well, it has to be down to even more uncertainty. With all of the talk of Brexit in the moment going on, really, it's creating so much uncertainty that people maybe just don't think it's a great time to be looking for a franchise opportunity. So how is the rest of January going to look? Well, the rest of January could be good. This week we saw Blue Monday, which apparently is a day that everyone is most depressed and probably most likely to look for a new job. So actually, the start of January is always a little bit slower and the end can be good. So hopefully we'll see an increase over the next couple of weeks. Is there better news to come? Well, hopefully. I think once Brexit kind of sorts itself out, if it ever does, then we're likely to see a real uplift in franchise leads. Whether it goes badly or it goes well, I think both will be good for franchising. But of course, the biggest problem could be an extension to the whole process. If Article 50 is extended, if we have enough referendum, I think unfortunately what we're going to see is more and more uncertainty and this whole kind of decline in lead flow staying where it is. Now, there are some exceptions. There's a few industries in the franchise world where lead flow remains really, really good, such as home care, where lots of people are looking for franchise opportunities. And I think second household income franchise opportunities, such as dog walking franchises and children's activity franchises, are still doing really, really well for lead flow. So it's not actually a case across the board that lead flow is down. So what can you be doing? Well, there are still people looking for franchises. It's not all doom and gloom. There's still tons of traffic out there, but it's obviously more and more competitive than ever. So the one thing I would suggest to focus on during this time is really try and educate people on franchising and educate people about your opportunity. I think the more you can educate, the more you'll set yourself apart from the other opportunities out there. So if you have any questions, it'd be great to hear how you found 2019 so far. Please do comment below.